How many times have you been told, especially if you are an elderly person, to drink water in the morning? This morning hydration practice is often cited as essential for health, but you should know that, despite good intentions, most of us make common mistakes when drinking water first thing in the morning. These seemingly harmless mistakes can actually compromise our health and our overall well-being. In this video, guided by Buddhist wisdom, we will explore what these 5 common mistakes are that older people tend to make when starting the day with a glass of water, and above all, how to avoid them to maximize the benefits of this simple habit. So, sit back and stay until the end, because you will discover a secret to starting your day with an inner peace that you never imagined. And in the meantime, if you want to help many people like you, like the video and share it so that it can be useful to many. The morning sun casts long dancing shadows across the tranquil courtyard of Kiyomizu-dera Temple in Kyoto. The delicate cherry blossoms swayed gently in the breeze, shedding pink petals like light snow. A diverse group of people, from curious young people to wise old men, had gathered in the great main hall. They were there to listen to the teachings of a revered man, the Buddhist monk and senior physician, Master Kenzo. Master Kenzo was a towering yet gentle figure. His eyes, deep as ancient wells, shone with wisdom and compassion. His hands, marked by time and work, clasped in a gesture of peace as he approached his seat on an embroidered silk cushion. A reverential silence fell over the crowd, broken only by the chirping of birds in the garden. "My friends," Master Kenzo began, his calm, resonant voice filling the room, "it is a pleasure to see you all here, eager to learn. Today, we will speak of something simple yet profoundly important to our health, especially as we age, the act of drinking water in the morning." A murmur of agreement spread through the crowd. Everyone had heard about the importance of starting the day with a glass of water. "Yes," Master Kenzo continued with a slight smile, "drinking water in the morning is like giving a gentle caress to our body after a long night's rest. It is a habit that can bring many benefits, but as often happens in life, even the simplest things can be done incorrectly, leading to unexpected consequences. Today, I will reveal 5 common mistakes that older people make when drinking water in the morning. Understanding these mistakes is the first step to transforming this simple habit into a powerful source of well-being. And as promised, those who stick around will receive a pearl of Buddhist wisdom that goes beyond simple hydration. A sense of anticipation vibrated in the air. Master Kenzo had captured their attention with his introduction. They were ready to listen. First mistake, drinking ice water on an empty stomach. Master Kenzo announced, "How many of you, as soon as you wake up, head straight to the refrigerator for a glass of cold water?" Several hands went up timidly in the crowd. "There is nothing wrong with wanting a cold drink when you wake up," Master Kenzo explained, "but the surprising truth is that drinking ice water in the morning can cause a little shock to our bodies. Imagine, during sleep, our body slows down, the digestive tract rests, blood vessels may contract slightly, and the internal temperature changes. In the morning, our system is still in a gentle reboot phase. Swallowing a glass of almost ice-cold water is like slamming on a car's brakes before the engine is fully warm. This can cause the stomach muscles and blood vessels to contract, telling our system to tighten up." Master Kenzo paused, looking at the attentive faces of his listeners. For the younger ones, this shock may be transitory and even invigorating. But as we age, our circulation can become more delicate, and our metabolism often slows down. A sudden shock like an icy drink can do more harm than good. You might feel cramps, notice your hands and feet getting cold, or even feel strange or anxious for no real reason. At this point, Master Kenzo told a story. "I remember a kind lady named Hana. She was 78 years old and had an enviable vitality. For years, her morning ritual was to drink a glass of ice water straight from the refrigerator. She loved the feeling of freshness that waked up her throat and gave her a good start to the day. But over time, she began to notice worrying signs, stomach cramps, hands and feet that were always cold, and a slow digestion that followed her throughout the morning. After consulting a doctor, she was advised to drink room temperature water. She was reluctant at first, but within a week, her hands were no longer cold and her digestion had improved dramatically. A small change had made a big difference in her daily well-being. Remember, Master Kenzo added, Our bodies change over time and can become more sensitive to extreme temperatures. It's not that cold water is inherently harmful, but the timing of our drinking is crucial. If you're used to drinking cold water first thing in the morning, consider leaving it out on the counter the night before or using lukewarm water in the morning. You'll notice less discomfort and feel more relaxed as you start your day. A collective sigh of understanding spread through the room. The first mini promise had been kept. They had discovered the surprising truth about frozen water. Second mistake, drinking water too quickly or in large gulps. Master Kenzo continued. Picture this scene. You wake up with a dry mouth and intense thirst. A large glass of water is there on the nightstand. You pick it up and gulp it down in a few seconds. It's gratifying, almost like checking a task off your list, but drinking too much water too quickly can actually unbalance your system. Master Kenzo explained that upon awakening, the heart rate and blood pressure gradually increase. Drinking a large amount of water at once can cause rapid distension of the stomach, leading to bloating, dizziness, or even nausea for some people. The kidneys, not yet fully active, have to work overtime to process this sudden influx of fluids, which can lead to an electrolyte imbalance and feelings of tiredness or mild headaches. I remember a man named Takeshi, Master Kenzo recounted, a retired teacher of 72 years of age. For most of his adult life, he would wake up and drink a large glass of water before he even got out of bed. Sometimes he felt fine, but other times in the morning he felt dizzy and slightly confused. He attributed these symptoms to age or lack of sleep. One day, his doctor suggested that he slow down and sip the water over a period of 15 to 20 minutes, instead of drinking it all at once. It was a small change, but his dizziness completely disappeared, and he noticed a more consistent energy throughout the morning. He told me it was the difference between feeling rushed and feeling prepared. So, advised the master, try this tomorrow morning. Sit down, breathe slowly, and take small sips of water. Pause, let the water settle, and then drink some more. Think of it as a gentle wake-up call for your entire body, rather than a curt alarm going off only in your stomach. Your system will thank you. Another mini promise had been kept. They had learned how to drink water more consciously to avoid negative effects. Third mistake, drinking from plastic bottles left out overnight. Master Kenzo continued, his tone growing slightly more serious. Now let's talk about the container you use to drink from. Many people, Master Kenzo explained, keep a plastic bottle on their nightstand so they can have it handy in the morning. It seems convenient, but if the plastic bottle has been sitting out all night, especially in a warm room, there is a risk that it will leach chemicals into the water. Older or lower quality plastics often contain bisphenol A, which can leach into the water over time. Even bottles labeled BPA-free may contain other chemicals that act as endocrine disruptors, mimicking or interfering with the body's natural hormones. For older people, Master Kenzo pointed out, who may already be taking medications for thyroid, blood pressure, or blood sugar, the last thing they need is further hormonal interference. You may not notice a dramatic effect right away, but over time, many people report symptoms like tiredness, irritability, or bloating without being able to identify the cause. Sometimes the answer is as simple as water that has been sitting in a warm plastic bottle overnight. Kenzo shared the story of a man named Hiroshi, 75 years old, who was very meticulous about his hydration. Every night he filled a plastic bottle with tap water and placed it next to his bed. Gradually, however, he began to suffer from frequent headaches, stomach problems, and persistent morning drowsiness. Doctors found nothing wrong, but a nutritionist asked him about his water habits. When Hiroshi switched to a glass bottle that he filled every morning, his symptoms improved dramatically. If you're still using an old plastic bottle to drink water in the morning, Master Kenzo recommended, consider switching to a glass or stainless steel bottle. Refresh the water daily. This small step can give your body a break from unnecessary chemicals, especially when your system is most vulnerable. Another mini promise had been kept. They had discovered the potential dangers hidden in their water bottles. Fourth mistake, drinking water on a full stomach or immediately after taking certain medications. Master Kenzo continued, many of us have to take at least one pill in the morning, whether it's for blood pressure, thyroid problems, or something else. Doctors usually recommend taking it with water, but often don't specify how much or whether to eat before or after. These details can make a difference in the effectiveness of the medication and your well-being. Master Kenzo explained that drinking a large glass of water immediately after taking a tablet on an empty stomach can cause nausea or heartburn and sometimes impair the absorption of the drug. On the other hand, drinking a lot of water after a large breakfast can also affect absorption, especially if the drug is to be taken before meals. I remember a woman named Akiko, Master Kenzo recounted, in her 80s, who had been taking the same thyroid medication for years with no problems. Suddenly, however, she began to feel nauseous every morning. At first, she thought it was the medication, but her dose had not changed and her blood tests were normal. Her doctor asked her about her water drinking routine, and they found that she had started drinking a large glass of water right after taking the pill. Her stomach couldn't tolerate it all at once. She then reduced her water intake to the amount needed to pass the pill and waited about 45 minutes before eating breakfast and drinking more fluids. The nausea disappeared, and she noticed that she felt more energetic throughout the day. So, Master Kenzo advised, if you notice morning sickness, headaches, or a general feeling of tiredness, don't just assume it's due to your medications or your age. Pay attention to how you drink water when you take your medications. Try taking small sips instead of big gulps or waiting a while before eating. And if you're not sure, check with your doctor or pharmacist for more details. A little experimentation with your morning routine can make you feel a lot better. Once again, a mini promise had been kept. They had understood the importance of balancing water intake with medications and meals. Fifth mistake, skipping breakfast and drinking only water, Master Kenzo finally announced. We are addressing a trend that has become popular in recent years, the idea of skipping breakfast and drinking only water or coffee until lunchtime. Intermittent fasting can work for some people, especially young adults or those on specific health regimens. But for many older people, especially those on medications or with unstable blood sugar levels, drinking only water in the morning can cause a host of problems. Master Kenzo explained that after 7 to 8 hours of sleep, blood sugar levels are low and energy reserves are depleted. The body needs nutrients to improve brain and muscle function. While water helps rehydrate, it does not provide nutrients. Fasting too long without eating can lead to tremors, fatigue, mood swings, or difficulty concentrating. I remember a woman named Sakura, Master Kenzo recounted, 69 years old, who tried to skip breakfast to lose a few pounds. She drank only water and the occasional coffee, thinking it was a healthy way to do it. She initially felt fine and lost some weight, but then she began to notice that she was forgetting things. Her daughter convinced her to go to a doctor, who asked her about her morning routine. When Sakura said she didn't eat until noon or later, the doctor suggested she eat at least an egg, yogurt, or a slice of whole wheat bread for breakfast. Sakura did so, and after a few days, she felt more stable and mentally alert. Her energy returned. It turned out that those morning nutrients were exactly what her body and brain needed. So, she added, don't assume less is more when it comes to breakfast. Yes, water is essential, but if you're lacking nutrients, you could be harming yourself. If you're in the habit of skipping breakfast altogether, try adding a small serving of something you enjoy. Protein, fiber, something easy to digest. You'll be surprised how a little food can stabilize your mood, sharpen your focus, and set a positive tone for your day. The last mini promise had been kept. They had learned the importance of not replacing food with just water in the morning. Master Kenzo fell silent for a moment, looking deeply at his listeners. The sun was now higher in the sky, bathing the room in a warm golden light. Now, he said with a serene smile, as promised at the beginning, I will reveal to you a secret to starting the day with an inner peace that goes beyond simple hydration. This secret is not just about what we drink or how we drink it, but the spirit in which we do it. When you wake up in the morning, Master Kenzo continued, before you take even a sip of water, take a moment of gratitude. Be grateful for the gift of a new day, for the health you have, for the simple possibility of drinking this water that will sustain you. As you bring the glass to your lips, take a conscious breath. Feel the freshness of the water, its purity. Let each sip be an act of awareness, a moment to honor your body and the life you have been given. Drinking water in the morning shouldn't be just a mechanical action, a task to check off a list. It should be a ritual, a moment of connection with your body and the present moment. When you drink with gratitude and awareness, you are not only hydrating your body, but you are also nourishing your mind and spirit. This is the true Buddhist wisdom behind this simple act.